Violation. Hey, Shema.
So you're a producer and an artist? That's awesome. Who else did you produce for besides Pop?
Damn. I go crazy like damn. Ran through 80 like damn. What your lady like damn. They try to pay me twice. Damn.
How's it going, everyone? Harrison Singer here. I'm joined by another very, very special guest. We're running this one back, round 2 from the private shop. If you need streetwear, if you need shoes, and you're trying to get drip, you're trying to get right, shop at the private shop. So shouts to them for sure. But the very, very special guest I am with, yeah, we know he's a multi-platinum producer. Yeah, we know he's an artist and a good one at that. Raps and produces, god damn. But since then too, he's got another plaque to his name. He's got an incredible project out. You have no idea too. I mean, it's just blessings on blessings right now for this man. I'm with the one and only Dizzy Banko. Dizzy, how's it going, man?
What's up, Harrison?
Hey, great to see you again, bro. Great to see you again.
Winning year.
Absolutely. A lot going on right now. You know, obviously the new project.
Yes, you have no idea.
Shit's going crazy.
Finally, oh man.
Yeah.
Finally, that's out.
11 tracks. 11 tracks are just straight heat, you could really say. Like, I don't even know if that's a matter of an opinion, to be honest with you.
I was going with 5 at a point.
Really?
Because the first one, I think, was 5, I think? Yeah.
Yeah.
You have no idea, one was 5. So I'm not gonna do another 10, but then I was just like, nah, something, I gotta get it out. Like,
people need it.
Yeah, so I kind of split it up for A to B side. So.
Yeah, 11 total.
11 total.
That's fire, and some great features as well. I love how, like, even with Pressure, even with, you know, the first, You Have No Idea, I love just the way that you go about picking these features. Obviously, shouts to Tony E, big shouts to Tony E. He appears twice on this new project, appeared on the first one as well, but I just kind of want to get inside your mind a little bit as far as, do you hear these songs and you're just like, you know, I'm tight with this artist, like they would sound great on this? Like, how do you go about picking these features? Because you kill it, you do.
I feel like it's like Hail Marys. So when the record or the beat is created, it's just like, you know, I hear you on this, but they may not feel like it. So it's just like when they give it a try, it's like I do, you know, I sound good on this, but now at times I'm just kind of like building in the sense of production where it's like, all right, I'm not just doing Hail Marys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really making a strong chord this time where it's like, okay, Tony E, shout out to 94 Jew, like just certain people that I start to click on certain things where it's like, it don't matter about the name. Because some other people are like, oh, we hear J. Cole. All right, well, maybe I can't get to J. Cole right now. But somebody that's equivalent to even on his path of things, all right, I'm giving them a shot. You know what I'm saying? Because when J. Cole is, after J. Cole is, what's our next? There's always a next. So we can't always sit here and act like, you know, unless, you know, these artists stay around how they want to stay around, but sometimes, again, what's next after that? Like, what's the next LeBron? The Suns, if so. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta be ahead of the game knowing what's next and or how to stay relevant into knowing what's next and stuff, and then just always be above your game.
That takes very poignant skill, I feel like, especially really in today's climate, because you had like that big 3, right? The Kendrick, the J. Cole, the Drakes. I feel like there's so many artists now where it's like, it's hard to kind of have another kind of big 3 like that, because I feel like it's so subjective now, right? It's like we have sub-pockets for every different sound and style, right? But like 94 Jew killed his verse. You know, everyone killed their features for sure. Especially and we'll get more into the track by track, but like the way you started Word to Nip was amazing.
Yes.
Right, and I also want to give flowers though to on the song Old Habits. You know, you brought on HD, Been Dope.
Yeah, that was an energy factor. That certain records, see, like Old Habits is on, I think, the B side. So B side had a lot of new records coming in, where I feel like it's gonna bring it to what's next. It's like giving you a journey. So it's like from Pressure. I mean, not I thought I would have did a pressure too, but I was like, you know what?
You told me you were gonna do that. I've been waiting for that shit.
You know, pressure one was just more like, I think I was letting go. You know what I'm saying? Kind of letting things start to flourish, like planting the seeds. But YHNI one had a sound where when speed comes on, it's like, it's a new energy, like erupting. You know how, like, you know how you watch a movie and you're like, yo, wait, let's see if something is gonna happen, or they're just gonna end it and say, okay, that's that.
Yeah.
And most times we see like a extended clip come after, like, oh yeah, it's about to be a 2 coming up soon somewhere.
The T, you gotta keep them waiting, leave them on the cliff.
Exactly. So speed was giving that energy where it's like, I'm about to, whatever I'm going to do, flying through, and then just grace of God, like how the year and things rolled out is like, all right, this is how you want your year to start off? Cool, this is how we going. And then it's just like, you know, trials and tribulations of things.
Right, so right off that, I know you took a little bit of a mental health break, is that fair to say? What was, you don't have to get too specific about the things that were going on in your life, but as much as you're comfortable with sharing, you know, what was the process mentally when you decided to take that break, and how did you kind of decide that, all right, you know, I know whenever I want to hop back into this shit, that's a given.
Right.
But what were the thresholds, I guess, you had to meet to feel ready to do that?
Let go or hurt, you know, and pain and certain things I felt like would have meshed too much into music, where I didn't want it to feel like if somebody wants to smoke weed, they just smoke weed, versus, yo, I'm stressed out, I gotta smoke weed. You wanna enjoy it versus using it as a habit. So with music, it's like anything that was going on, I kept running to the studio and just like, all right, let me just let this out. But I felt like things wasn't clicking as much. Like the beats, the way I was creating, I'm like, something is not right. You know, I need to take a break. And normally I do resets where I'm leaving and going somewhere else and just let it go and then come back. But I'm like, nah, you know what, I'm gonna do this here. I'm gonna do this in New York, where I'm not running from New York, and I'm just gonna shut everything out. So I did that about a month. You know, pushing to, I think I did this right after the Don't Play With It remix came out. I just shut down, because it was like, something too fast is about to go down, and I don't need to really be mentally there to take on whatever happens, versus just F it, I'm running in here and then, you know, crash out. You know, when I want that,
I mean, the way that you accomplish things, I feel like it's different in the way it's all accomplished through like sleepless nights, it seems, just constant hard work, you know, being outside, being in the studio. And obviously, you know, I know you got the Sony publishing deal, and we'll talk a little bit more about that, but it's still violation, right? It's still like everything that violation is reaping in, like, you know, those blessings, it's coming from hard work. So I could understand, you know, like burnout is a real thing. It's a real fucking thing.
Definitely.
And you see the Don't Play With It remix coming out, just went gold too, so congratulations on that plaque.
Yeah, that hit me.
Yeah, because that was a record that was out for a long time. And that's just, I feel like, an example of never give up on a record, right? If you feel like you have something, I mean, look at what happened. You know, we saw it with very different genre, but it's relatively similar concept here. Like Old Town Road ended up being like the most streamed song ever. And that shit didn't even gain traction until at least a year, I think, or so after it dropped or something like that. Yeah,
because the caliber of what we listening to is not picking it up. So we may think, oh, where this song came from. It's like, no, the song is rendering around, is just who's listening to country.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you don't know who's listening. Like, just don't, people be so boxed in, they'll just think their block is the only thing that's don't listen and nobody else is listening. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then when the world starts to pick up more of what you're doing, it's like everybody
like, okay,
falls
now
in line.
We can get with this.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you know that aspect, that's like, who needs support? When you start thinking like that. Like, everybody gonna change. It don't even matter if you don't change or not. Even if you give your input, that means you heard. Even if you give anything, it's like you listen. So it's not where it's like, I'm completely oblivious to like what is going on. who is.
Right.
You know
That's
what
a
I'm saying?
fact. No, that makes a lot of sense. And I just touching back too on like the mental health break and stuff like that. I feel like on this project, on You Have No Idea too, you know, I love the balance. Like, I wanted to ask you if this was something you made a conscious effort to do, because I love the balance of songs that are, I mean, just classic at this point, classic Dizzy Banko, just straight fucking bangers. You know what I mean? Like there's so many. The project's filled with those. But like when I look at a song like Mood, and the way that it follows up Damn, and we were just talking before the interview, like Damn could really be that hit, you know, like that hit, because like it's just catchy, like you could be in the club and like, you know, that part of the song comes around, you're just like, damn, you know what I mean?
It's catchy.
But the way that you followed up Damn with Mood, I feel like you got a little more vulnerable, and I felt like that was a really, were you conscious in doing this because you were talking about like just having the lyrics pulled up right here, you know, you had the time to write your wrongs, right? You're like, I had the time to write my wrongs, giving pain right in my songs. Damn, I miss my dogs. And throughout that whole song, you're showing vulnerability after following up, you know, Damn with a freaking banger, you know, saying I'm him, you know, as you should be boasting that shit. But was that something you were consciously trying to do? Like, I'm gonna have songs like Damn on here. I'm gonna have songs like Old Habits on here. I'm gonna have songs like 1-800 on here, or Thug, what was it? Thug Motivation.
Thug Motivation.
And it's like, to mix in those songs though, you know what I mean? Like Mood, and like even some of the songs for the ladies that you pulled Tony E on, like was it a conscious thought of yours when making this project to be like, I'm trying to show the different sides of Dizzy as an artist?
Yeah, the growing aspect, you know, just like hand-picking records and the fact that level out the project where you like, you coming in like a sweet ride, and then it's like being on the airplane. It's smooth. You take off. You may get that little bump here.
Turbulence.
And then sometimes you might find a good movie. You chilling. It's like in those little creeks right there. It's like something is move. It's not where you're just sleeping throughout the whole ride unless you're that extremely tired.
Right.
But I have it balanced where it's just like something gonna hit you in between something. Ain't just gonna be there's a song for everyone at the very least, you could say. It's like each of its feelings. You get what I'm saying? It's like people feel like straight to it. You get up in the morning, you don't wanna.
I had a question about that song too. You had my questions again. Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, but just in that feeling, like it's each record. Anything with me is coming off of a feeling. Like it's like literally, it's like you're going through something. Like I wanted to make a song called Depression, but it's like, nah, too cliche. Where it's like, all right, the name already give it how it's coming. But if I could swing it away where it's like, oh shoot, I like whatever the name of the song is.
Yeah.
He talking about
real shit though.
Versus, oh yeah, that's the name of the song. Okay, we already know he's gonna be deep.
Yeah.
But you know, you gotta know how to bring him in.
No, that's a fact.
So.
Now, I guess I'll jump to the straight to it question, and how, you know, I get straight to it. You know what I mean? Like that's literally how you start off the song. I was gonna ask you, like, isn't that really an ode to like how you would explain to the people? That's how I live my life, bro. I get up in the morning and I fucking spend my whole day grinding.
Yeah.
And nothing is given. Everything, just watching what you've done, seeing how you've just continued to progress and inspire other people. I'll give you your flowers without a doubt here, you know what I mean? It's like, that shit all has seemed to come by getting straight to it, right? So you're not capping in there at all.
The project is adding the belief behind the success. Because it's like, now what's going on, I'm listening to certain things and I'm like, wow, this is happening. But then it's like the song was made before I could think this was happening. So it's like a reverse psychology type of thing where it's like I'm speaking it and then boom, it happens. So the more I keep speaking it keep happening. So it's when I did like what's the song called? If you know, you know, you know, right?
Yeah, I love that song.
I spoke about Grammys, certain things, whatever, and then boom.
You're at the Grammys, so you're talking about like manifesting, right?
Manifesting, like anything. So I don't even, like my uncle, family reunion, he said something where it's like, you know how the old people be like, the old folks be like, you know, when our time, and it's like, I don't think or talk like that, because we don't need to time ourselves when it's time to go. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you gotta just live, you know what I'm saying? Like, let that flourish of how that go. Don't time yourself if boom, by, you know, our words is strong. Power of the tongue is strong, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to get that out there.
No, hell yeah. And off that too, it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm spewing bullshit or maybe I'm not, but like you never do know when it's your time to go. So I feel like off of that though, you know, just for people as finding out about Dizzy now, you know, many people, many of you might not be, but you know, you never know when it's your time, and it seems like that might be a certain way that you carry yourself in the way that you seem to maximize every single fucking day, every single hour.
Time is precious. You gotta balance out. Like you like equivalent to like crashing out. You have to balance is like one of the keys I say a lot now, because you can tell, you know, emotions is ringing, and you know, you just start doing too much. So you gotta just pace yourself at a certain type of speed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know my speed is different.
They ain't on your speed though.
Exactly. So it's like, but everybody in a certain element, how they moving, how they living, should feel like that too. Where it's like, yo, get up. You know, grind, fight, invest, stack your bread. Like, I don't know who out here pumping things where it's like you gotta go this way, but listen, go that way. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause if you wanna be around, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta be so lit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be the core of the lit. Don't be the word, be the core, where it's like how it's like going to Nike factory and trying to figure out who's creating the check versus the check.
Yeah.
So who's, you know, all these sounds is rolling around, but where's the man at?
I know you're actually speaking some truth there, because you know, I sent you that clip. I was at Joel Santana's crib, right? And like, literally, I was, you know, filming something with him, and I asked, because, you know, obviously from our first interview, and you know, I knew that you produced Bloody Mary, and I know you got a cut on his upcoming album. Yeah. So I was just like, this is a fucking legend I'm sitting in front of, and I'm like, you know, I know he knows Dizzy. Like, I'm just gonna ask, like, can I just fucking, like, I'm like, you know Dizzy? And he's just like, yeah, Diz. I'm sitting there talking to a legend, bro. Like, in this guy's home, like, literally just fucking, just like, damn. Yeah, but I'm just like, it hit me. I'm just like, people might not know, like, plenty of people do, but people out there might not know the name or like Dizzy Banko, but they know his fucking work and like what he's done.
It's just.
So that goes to your point that you were just saying though. Like you're at the core of so many things that people might not know. And that's like almost one of the ways that I would describe you to people. I mean, obviously, your violation team might say this, that, you know, about you, but like from someone who gets to tell your story, cover you, chop it up with you, and obviously observe your work, that's like a perspective I feel like I have. I'm like, every fucking person, even if I'm scrolling on Instagram, bro, and I'm seeing like this crazy big artist, and I'm just like who's this person follow? Your name will be popping up. I'm like, this dude is plugged the fuck in. People don't even realize, man.
Yeah, it's just, you can't, like, again, you know, I'm big on, like I was saying to my mans the other day, it's like I never played chess in a day of my life, like, but if you understand the game, it's like you gotta know how to play it without even actually playing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if I play GTA, it's like you gotta think about things that's real and what's not real, but how you wanna live and how you wanna move. So in the game, it's like, you know, we do the missions, killing all that stuff is not real, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you got the cars, the house, the business moving, it shows that in the game. If you take that aspect versus all the rah rah rah, it's like, you can learn from all of this. And then it's like when I'm in LA, I feel like I'm even moving like that.
Second home, right?
Exactly. Like I really feel like I move like that when I'm out there. It's like, I feel like I got homes, different places, but they're just Airbnbs. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got a nice car out there, you just move around. But then, like I said, everything else ain't real. But yeah, man, this.
You are a humble guy, but you're also not afraid to talk your shit too, which I admire. Right, and on Word to Nip, you're talking about, you know, obviously Nip being from LA, Nip being your favorite artist, right? I've heard you say, you know, down in Inglewood, I've been meeting goats. I made a way around here, down on every coast. right? So that kind of applies to that. They say I'm humble, hardly I don't even boast, right? So I love how you kind of, it shows that line alone kind of is an embodiment, I think, for a lot of the project, because there's some songs where you're reflecting, there's some songs where you're reminding people, like, I'm still him, like, I do this shit for real. And I feel like you're laying out, like, dichotomy there, where you're almost in 3 lines, like, giving people, like, the picture of this album.
Right.
And then that last piece, I feel like, growth. And that comes on the final track, I feel like, perfectly with Iman Nunez and Kai Cash, who rap their fucking asses off
like,
on that
we
track.
shot the video not too long ago, and I was just like,
Damn.
damn, see?
It just keeps coming.
Damn I'm telling you.
That's why it could really
That's why I
fucking
was
hit.
just like,
It's
yo,
too natural.
It just comes up, but we shot the video. I'm like, yo, y'all like rapping. He's like, bro, you got the long. Like, he said not the longest verse, but he's just like, yo, you rapping too. But I'm like, nah, like, y'all really rapping where it's like it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wanted to, again, if I couldn't get to Kendrick, couldn't get to J. Cole, couldn't get to Drake, whoever I feel like could fit this caliber, who's next up to even talk this talk? Who could move the move? Like, all right, cool. And then that was 2 verses that I got last minute because it was only my verse.
Yeah.
And I was gonna leave it like that. But I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I had too much boom bap rap on the project. So it was just like, all right, 1-800, word to nip. And then I'm like, all right, nothing like us.
Yeah.
Just talking. So the way they did it perfectly. Cause they just really just talking.
They added,
and it's like, you got people who think, like, anytime I play the song, I'm just people like see their eyes dazed out, like, yo, you heard what you get what I'm saying? They got to think.
Yep.
They thinking, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, bro, this is.
It's bars full, like, it's bars like this, you know, I have some standouts written down right in front of me, where they're like, it's just so perfectly bringing everything full circle, right? Like, illustrating a lot of that being illustrating the growth. Right? I've been living out my dreams, man. I want a ball. It used to be a bunch of other people, but they all stalled. I could travel, couldn't. And now I could travel, couldn't travel because the law enforced. Still kick it in the suites. Now I'm on the floor. Right? It's like these obstacles that you've had to overcome, you know, to get to where you are now. Right? They couldn't wait till something bad happened. This is a great one. This arguably was my favorite song on the album. They couldn't wait till something bad happened, but dad happened. Raising my daughter, had to keep her from the bad habits, which is literally a song. So it's all parts of Diz, because with Old Habits being a song, you enter a little bit of a demon time pocket to do what you had to do, but then you're bringing it back. All glory to God, my growth, like, I'm still, you know what I mean? I'm still growing. Had to throw this one out there because that's just a part of me. That's artistry. That's artistry.
You just rapped just now.
I did? Did I actually accidentally drop a rhyme?
Yeah, you.
I got a song. I'll send it to
you. You just rapped just now, like a part of me in artistry.
Yeah.
See.
Just came naturally.
Okay. You're Harrison on the 1-2s.
Exactly. Need that those vocals on violation. That's what I was thinking.
Well, yeah,
That's
bro.
funny.
I like the dynamics of this project. I didn't go through these motions before saying, all right, I'm gonna get in the studio and rap it out. It's like literally. Like, I was about to just start making something else because the project was already done. So, talking to my boy Chris, my partner.
Shout out Chris, bro.
360 Chris.
Hell yeah.
Like, you know, we just been having like talks and, you know, handling things a different way and going about it in a different way, just where it's like, you know, at the end of all of these things that we do is peace behind it, not where it's something that's lingering over our heads or anything. So it's just the title itself, you have no idea even from the moment it started. I feel like it just brings a world of a lot of stuff that you just don't get to know. Because everybody have a lifestyle where you feel is maybe private, you know, but you still don't have no idea what's going on.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I really put it out there so people don't assume so much. You know, you look like a fool if you assume every time. Like, you just don't have no idea.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But things happen in a moment where it's like, yo, you really have no idea. Like I'm just humbled by it. So it's like, I don't even give it that energy where it's like, yo, he keep talking about it, or something is I just want to pop out, what happens.
Yeah. I took it 2 different ways with, like, this whole time, honestly, especially with listening to, You Have No Idea too, with it being 11 songs and everything like that. Like, there is that aspect of you don't know what happens behind closed doors. But there is also that aspect of, like, I came up from the Bronx and, like, I didn't start out the way I am now, that's for sure. It took hard work, dedication, and most people wouldn't know, would have no idea about what it took to get there. Yeah, they see the motion and stuff like that, but, like, I took it, that way too, right? Because you're talking a lot about that in the song. So I feel like that was also a theme and a fitting kind of embodiment of to have it be the title. But one other thing too, I wanted to switch gears a little bit, because you did talk about balance, right? That's a key. Now, obviously, it's kind of crazy to me, like, how you make the time to pull all this shit off. But you're outside. One minute I'll see you on Instagram posting up with Busta Rhymes or Babyface or some other just casual legend or whatever. But then I'll literally see you're attending, Banko, your daughter's graduation, right? And you're obviously named, you're mentioning the fact that fatherhood in your songs and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of people probably find a hard time balancing work life and being a father or a parent who's there, as they should be. And I mean, I don't know if the right way to, the right question to ask is, like, how do you do it? Or, is it like, how do you find the time? Or what are your feelings on it? But it's admirable, to say the least, I would say.
To really, now to answer the question properly now, living through it, it's like you have to go through the motions knowing when you have a lot on your table, and then realizing where it's like, okay, too much on the table. You never gonna find a balance if you got so much things going on at once. That's why they be like, oh, get an assistant or whatever. Sometimes it be so much for the assistant too. What I'm saying? Where it's like, all right. And then when you go through the motions, it could take months, it could take days, years, whatever it is. You start to realize your balance. Some may click fast, some may click late, whatever it is, but you will find your balance through any little thing, because you'll have a moment of a stoppage. That's like if somebody goes to jail, you have a moment of life stop. It's like if you in the hospitals, you sleeping, like you have a moment as well. You sleeping, you're not really thinking, you're just sleeping and you're dreaming. But when you have a moment of stoppage, it's like, okay, you get to thinking. And then it's like you get to clear. When you on go, you're not thinking. You're not even understanding what's going on.
Which mode do you like being in more? Because sometimes too, like when you're alone in thought, you could have affirmations, which is the preferable, option that happens. And depending on who you are, like those thoughts that you have alone aren't always, that's sometimes times where you can get down, or am I doing enough? Why am I being productive in this very moment? You can start comparing yourself to other people.
Yeah, all of that stuff, and then that's not even balancing your own thoughts, because now you're just thinking anything. How somebody be like, oh, you're saying anything? It's like you're just thinking anything. It's like, oh, this person accomplished. Oh, you gotta start thinking like, all right, stop thinking like that. And focus on what you need to be done. Because we all in life have a task and plan where we're like, all right, check, check, check. And sometimes we don't even get the check-in. It's like, I'm gonna go to the gym this morning. Like I've been saying, I gotta go back in the gym. Have I went back in the gym? No, it's
I'm with you there, bro.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you really gotta put that mindset to dedicating to something. So it's like, you just gotta fight that, because there's so much going on. So sometimes you have to step back just to get to where you need to be going. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, and I heard you talk about took a break, and now I'm back at it in the album. One line I really liked, when you proceed to talk about how far you've come. This is on Word to Nip. Another I love how you started this project. I love how you ended it. Come on now, Appreciate it was great. It was really, really, really fucking great.
Appreciate you, bro.
You obviously start Word to Nip. This the realest, illest shit I ever wrote. So that's you kicking, your foot right through the door. I love too what was it Young P8? How do you pronounce his name?
Young. He got a fancy way of
he does.
So I'm gonna say Young. That's my
Like I love what the features just added, and was it I'm So Malik too? Was on.
Yes. On Word to Nip is Malik. You got Geogenesis.
Geogenesis, yeah. Shout out to Geogenesis.
Geogenesis.
Is what
Tiara Gem.
Yeah, and Tiara Gem, absolutely right. Mixed up my tracks there for a second.
Young is on another record. And
he's on one of the records from the first version too.
Yes.
From YHNI 1.
Yeah, it just again is showing the
I love what they added though sonically, because it's really like that song.
That's production.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you can't just sit here and say, oh, somebody hold the camera and that's it. This is all production. You know what I'm saying? Lights, the background.
To that, and the people that want to go out start a podcast. To what he just said. You have no idea, bro. It's great.
It's production
it's so
behind it. You just can't come with a computer. Oh, I want to make beats. It's a lot that you gotta come with it. So it look easy now.
Shit, bro.
But you can buy anything. It's like buying clothes. Can you put the fit together?
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? You got all these equipment. Can you put it together?
Yeah, that's the hard part, bro. I mean, it's never fun, spending $11,000 on equipment. But then at the end of the day, if you buy it, you don't know how to fucking do it, set it up properly.
If you want it, or you want the clout is just buying it and don't know what to do with it.
Facts.
If you want it, you buy it and you really sit there and learn it, and then you start going after it.
YouTube tutorials for days.
Yeah,
literally for days.
I'm not coming outside. I'm learning how. I know how to engineer.
I feel like my life being narrated right now.
Me learning how to engineer years ago or whatever, I didn't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I learned it over a year.
That's great common ground, because that's an across craft concept. Mastery of all aspects. Yeah. Right. So I'm sitting here talking to you. Obviously we're chopping it up. But what people don't realize is before. When you had came in, I was finishing setting up. It's I'm making sure, on my cameras, the rule of thirds are set right. The frame is set up correctly. What? I'm fucking dolly today, bro.
But you killing it. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
It's even on certain that's why
lighting, fucking all the shit. The wireless mics are driving me crazy.
Just all of that, bro. Is just that's just how you do it because you know how to set the mood, and then you teach other people, and then you have a whole company now.
That's literally the goal, bro.
So continue with the goals. You know what I'm saying? People like me, where if nobody else know what you're doing here, it's a start here. Guarantee after that is gonna be, hey.
Yeah.
I like his interviews, and then the next thing is just, bro, flourish, bro. I feel like anybody come around, I just want them to go. I know where I'm going. So it's if you down, it's nah, we gonna uplift that spirit of yours some way somehow. I go through shit, but I still get back on my feet. So.
Yeah. No, you're a living testament to that.
You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like you can probably relate to a lot of this too. It's when you're out here doing it, Dolo, or you're setting up the shots, you're setting up the lights, you're worrying about all the mics doing it, and the goal is, one day to have multiple people on that you can train and have it do your way. It must make though, for you, after starting, from making beats. We covered all that. Go check out our first interview too. That's on this channel for sure. Because that's Dizzy the person, Dizzy the come up. Yeah. Obviously, this is business. This is new project. This is everything else. But you were whipping up beats on that Dell computer, going through the old Facebook videos and shit like that. And it's I don't even know if you could have imagined. Speak on this for sure. But I don't know if you could have imagined the life you're living now, the team around you, being able to delegate, but then delegate with trust. I think is paramount. You know what I mean? And that's a goal that I can relate to, assuming it was a goal of yours when you were back in the Bronx just getting started, makes the feeling of succeeding probably so much it's just so much better.
Everything is moments, how I look at it. And it's how you cherish the moment. So it's when you know the feeling that you don't want to have, it's you kind of I'm not dealing with that no more. And then when you have the feeling where it's this gets me going. You want to protect that. You want to keep that. So with me, I'm just expert. My computer, I ain't leaving it places. I'm not putting in somebody else's care. I travel with my laptop everywhere I go.
Strapped up.
As much as you don't even think oh, where is it? I don't see it, but back it's with me regardless.
Facts.
I'm always gotta even people to this day, or anybody that's following, just gotta always be ahead of the game.
No.
because everything is like a cycle of things.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I have an idea. I don't mean like, just trying to relate. It's like sometimes I feel like I have an idea, and it's like I don't have the manpower. Like if it's just me, or like even if maybe someone's helping me here and there, like you need manpower to pull it off. You know what I mean? And it's like it's sometimes hard. You gotta like you can have the idea, but you gotta execute.
You got to.
So
you gotta.
It's just
Listen, it's work, you know.
Now, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, it's just all work.
I wanted to jump back though to word to nip because I just wanted to get this in here too because we started with word to nip. This the realest, illest shit I ever wrote. But then you proceed to talk about how far you've come, right? That's been a theme, growth, and this is the bar in particular. You go, I'm from the town. Out here, I'm living GOAT. Right, so I don't know if that was a reference to moving out the Bronx, going upstate, but if it is, I have some friends from upstate, and I didn't know like they didn't fill me in until after they saw our interview, so I didn't get to bring it up in the last interview. But I have some friends from like upstate, like the Orange County area, and they be saying like you are a neighborhood hero up there. Like that's literally what I've like from at least 2-3 different people. I don't know like a fuck ton of people that live up there.
That's a tough line, and the only reason why I say a tough line because it's like again like. When you be in your own bubble, you're not really thinking what anybody else is thinking, what's going on. You just knowing to make sure that your business is A1, whatever you're doing is A1, and then it's like you'll start hearing the credits when you come outside. It's like when I dropped the project, I probably asked one time about a feedback, but then I just left it alone where people would not come to me like, yo, this track here, that's my favorite. And I'm like, okay, I'm just feeding it in.
Do you like hearing it, or does it depend on the person giving it to you?
Nah, it motivates because you're listening.
Yeah.
Regardless, even if somebody listens to the song right now and then go to the next person and be like, yeah, this joint is trash, I wouldn't care. Right. You know why?
But you heard.
Exactly.
That's a good
point. Once you press play, you just streamed me. So regardless of whatever you say, it wouldn't even matter to me because you just streamed me.
Yeah. Thanks for your DSPs, I guess.
It's like, if you didn't want to, then, I don't know, like, if somebody else is playing it, they still playing it. So regardless, you're gonna hear it. Yeah. For you to give your opinion is a win. Yeah. No opinions is like, all right, what's up? You know, but opinion is like somebody being a hater. Yeah. You're doing something. So
that's what Kanye said one time. He's like, love and hate are not opposites. You know what I mean? The opposite of love and hate though is indifference. Right? Because if you're loving something or hating something, you're putting energy towards however you're feeling about it. And all press, whether it's, I don't know if all press is good, press is the right way to like look at it, but it's like all streams are streams.
Streams, yeah.
So, yeah.
So I look at that and there ain't nothing different.
Yeah. No, that's a fact. But regardless, everyone go fucking stream. You Have No Idea too. YHNI 2. Shit goes crazy. 11 tracks. That's on all streaming platforms.
All streaming platforms. Get familiar. Don't ask me no questions. Go listen to the music. And the answers is there.
Yeah, that's how I
look at it.
That's that. All right, so I wanted to kind of wrap up with a few general questions. Kind of outside of the project a little bit, but as far as like dream collaborations of yours go, last time we spoke, you said you wanted to work with J. Cole, Brent. Is that still? That's still.
Yeah, it's still a whole lot of artists I want to work with, and now it's like I don't have where it's like people be like, oh, what's your top favorites or what's your favorites? It's like I feel like if you love music and I love music and it's like we click and it goes and it just forms and it's like there's no stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like if I will use a Lola or Dream Doll or certain people that I don't wake up and say, okay, that's what it is. And then it's just like, yo, nah. You got something I could work with. I also fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? Me, I work with genuine feelings and people would say, when you go into the industry or whatever,
that shit gets tossed aside.
Listen, boo-hoo of that. You feel me? Not everybody's the same. Now, if everybody's the same, then clearly we'll have a different outlook of things. But again, sometimes somebody new come around and shift it. I feel like without the shooting, I feel like 50 when I'm in a rap mode.
Shout out 1-800 on the album too.
You know what I'm saying? Like just because I listened to a lot of 50 when I'm growing up, and if I was to do a remix, I would definitely want him on that. Or if we can get it on Power or something.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been binging that lately. Because you also, I don't know if you did that on purpose. On 1-800, you obviously sampled 2 different 50 songs.
Yeah.
What Up Gangsta, and then Like My Style. You Like My Style on the intro. But then also you had a bar in there that like, it wasn't to the reference to the show, but you said something like you mentioned power in the lyric. I didn't know if you meant to do that in Ode to 50 or if it just happened naturally.
Nah. No, not even. It just, but again, it's a feeling.
Yeah.
Because I watch a lot of movies and shows,
Yeah.
a whole lot. So when I see things that's happening in the show, it's like if I was to want to take the last episode when Tariq and them was shooting at each other, and if I was to put 1-800 behind that,
that would fit, like score it, score the,
That fits
that's
the line.
That's the headspace you put yourself in?
So I put myself in different boxes where it's like, yo, you got some music for such and such? Here you go.
Yeah.
You got beats for such and such? Here you go. You got, and then we go into close, it's like, all right, I'm touching each bracket where it's like when they say to become a millionaire, you gotta have streams of 6 incomes or something like that. It's in that
it's hard
bracket.
to do it straight off.
So think about all the boxes I'm putting myself in. Now think about all the streams of income are coming from all of those different aspects.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
got that YHNI 2 merch on the way too,
So
right?
things like that, like I didn't even just dump it out there because the people want it. I just see the energy that come with it. So once that just hits the, I'm gonna come out full swinging in any little thing I'm doing. That's why YHNI 2 is the energy it is, and like.
And tour coming up too.
Tour.
I mean, you might be on tour when this drops. Who knows? Maybe you'll just have been going on tour.
And my tour is outside tour. Like it's just hitting different places, promoting. Not just, it's the culture. That's why, naming Violation Experience. Yeah. Where it's like you get to meet people, you get to understand what's going on. It ain't just a box thing where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna come here and do one thing unless I said it. Thanks. It's experience. You come here and experience it.
I know you're,
like a store.
And speaking of scoring, I know you're providing the instrumentals for Grizel's fashion show, so I'll see you there for sure.
Yes, that's Baby G. Like her drip is going to go far.
You wear her shit at the Grammys too?
Yes, even things like that. Yeah. It's like I'm not wearing like I'm just like you put your people on anyhow you can. You know what I'm saying? Just however, like if you starting this up, my clout is putting your situation into a light where somebody else, oh, I like how you ask questions. Boom. Next thing is you up and running. Like shout out to Gabe, Power 105 on the radar. Like I work with bro, he doing producer series and certain things and watch him skyrocket where it's just like, I love that because I'm in your journey of elevation. Not your journey of something, I'm in your journey of elevation because we could pull up something old from now and then see, okay, what happened in prior time, boom, look, last time we sat down.
Absolutely. And then you're the first guest too on this new channel that's been featured twice. I feel like it's only right too.
It's only right. You have no idea what's going on.
Absolutely. All right, so I have like another one or two like general questions. Now you mentioned Lola, Billy B, HD. I mean, like there's so many artists that you have this rapport with. Now we're not this is not a platform that spreads any negativity, so I want you to keep it nameless. But have you ever been in the studio with an artist and you were just like, this shit is whack? Like what was has there been any experience like that or something someone did that you could put out there kind of as a disclaimer to artists? Like if you're in the studio with me and you're trying to make a fucking hit record, don't do this.
It's like balance the communication with the artist and the producer, where when there's no balance, you just coming over, this is whack. It's like, where can we fix it? It's like, if the faucet break, you're gonna say, all right, I'm just gonna buy a new sink. Or you're gonna fix it, if it's even fixable. Everything is fixable unless how you put 2 to 2 together, but on that level, it's like, I never was like, yo, it's just like, I let it be. It's just music. Music is art.
It is.
So it's like, if somebody's song is trash, that's their art. Everybody have their own art. You don't have to like it. You know, the world beats things in our head where we have to always see it or however the market is. That's just marketing.
Yeah.
And that's good marketing because now that situation is.
Look a little Mabu right now, bro. Like that marketing plan. He did marketing for other artists, and now he's blown up. He did that On the Radar freestyle.
It's exposure.
Yeah.
Because people not sitting with you every day.
Yeah.
So it's not people that sit with me every day where they're like, yo, I want to shoot. I don't even know how this sound. Or, all right, if he got this question asked to him, how he answered it.
Facts.
So they start watching interviews, and then sometimes things will blow up. Like an interview clip could be viral on something else that I said, and then it's just like,
I remember that Lil Baby shit. Shout out to Armand, right? Like Lil Baby saw that podcast clip that you guys did talking about how you were a Lil Baby fan
and just little things
production.
like that, whatever. Like I'm telling you, things happen. People see it, even if they don't say it at that moment. They want to grow with it. Mm-hmm. So it's like somebody may see your first interview or podcast, whatever it is, where it's like, I'm going to grow with Harrison versus just already judging him off the jump.
Yeah.
Because now, boom, next thing, Harrison just interviewed Travis Scott.
Yeah.
And it's like.
That's how I prioritize my shit, because like I'm not going to name names, but like I know people that are out here like paying like thousands of dollars to get people on their shit, and it's like they're not established platforms
they're
yet.
Not marketing what they
and they're not marketing well enough.
What's
so
the point?
It's like for me, I'm like trying to like, nah, you know what? I'm going to do this the right way, because I genuinely like to think that I am in it for the right reason. I am here to tell the stories of people that got, and you build relationships with these artists and you grow together, and like that feeling is so much sweeter than giving someone five G's and saying chop it up and never see you again.
You could tell when it's just money.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But
and if it gets to a point where Travis Scott wants to come
That's
out
what
one
I'm
day,
saying.
I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to just throw all my money at it.
If you could tell when it's just money, that's when it's just like, all right, I look at that like, all right, that's not good money. Like if you're gonna do something, you gotta have some type of feeling what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't wanna be an asshole how you handle your business. Like, what's the point of giving somebody money and then you're gonna be an asshole?
And I mean 100%.
That don't make any sense.
And it's like, what is, as far as the platform aspect, I try and keep that firm belief of what is real will prosper, you know? But yeah, I mean, is there anything we haven't covered as far as the project? I mean, I wanted to also just reiterate again, congrats on that Sony publishing deal, right? Congrats on the plaque.
Appreciate you.
Congrats on the album. And I mean, I kind of slipped.
Does 2 sound like an album?
Yeah. The cohesiveness of it? It's 11 tracks, so I think anything, is it 10 or 12 is considered an album, and a long play.
True. In my head, it was still an EP.
It could be an EP. I think it's like a tape. A tape.
It's a tape, yeah. People just saying album, so it's like, damn, I ain't even do the album.
Damn.
I ain't even do the album yet.
Yeah, we need that.
And I feel like the album is.
And we need more visuals too from this tape.
Oh no, everything is just dry. I'm just.
Yeah, Pete and Dre on that.
Yeah, they
Shout out to
even that building with that. It's like you got the pieces, just build the core, versus just again running around, spending money here and here when you got the pieces right in front of you. I'd be dumb to just, and I got homies too that still want to be put on to the game where they want to broadcast their pictures and stuff. So it's like, yo, if I'm out, I call you pick up. I'm outside.
Yeah.
Pick up. You feel me?
My girl got mad at me too because I was at breakfast with her when you called me like, yo, like let's get this YHNI 2 interview, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, we gotta fucking do this. She's like, get off your phone and eat the. I'm just like, nah. When this call, you answer.
It's just you just never know. You really have no idea what the phone call can be. And I normally don't be calling anybody just to say, oh. Like, I'm gonna ask you what you're doing, how's everything, but
facts. But
this is why I'm really calling, not
it's the time
I'm about to call you and ask that. Not to say I can't ask that, but I want to make sure the bases is covered with this phone call. Versus, sometimes I'll be like, yo, I'm gonna call you back, and then 100 things pop up, and I may not get the call back.
Yeah.
So I lay everything on the table where it's just like, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just that.
I appreciate you thinking of me too. To be able to tell your story
it's marketing itself the right way where regardless, like I could have sat in front of the computer myself and just ask my own questions and talk.
Q&A or whatever.
But who said I want to do that?
Yeah.
I could, but I feel like it's making more intimate and then still business. Because at the end of the day, this interview, you know what I'm saying? Oh, go to Harrison. Oh, you heard what this said?
Go to fucking stream Dizzy's album, bro.
The Dizzy Banko violation. Like all of
That's
that,
what's
the name, YHNI, all that stuff, just from the core, nothing handed, you know what I'm saying? Tags, everything handmade, you know what I'm saying? That's my voice, like.
There's you,
and then you got, you know, Willie Propane, Loso,
shout out to them.
All of those, you
shout
know,
out to them.
doing what they doing, yo. So shout out to Semi. Boy got a gold.
He does. A Semi. Big up to him, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, make sure all the teams is covered and base covered, everything is covered, and we, like, as a team, you didn't even see how we are as that. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's about to erupt because the energy is right. You know, everything is moving at the pace it need to move.
Thanks.
So that's just that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, we got to wrap up here from the private shop.
Yes.
Drop your socials real quick where the people can find you.
Dizzy Banko, IG, Violation, Twitter, Dizzy Banko, just Google Dizzy Banko, Violation, all of that good stuff, man. YHNI 2, you know what I'm saying? We out here.
Go stream that for sure. You can follow
that.
me too at HarrisonSinger_ on all platforms. Subscribe to the new channel for sure. Go follow Diz as well. Go stream YHNI 2. Appreciate you guys tapping in, and shout out to the private shop here in Westchester, New York. Shout out to my guy Drew who hooked this all up, bro. If you need streetwear, clothes, shoes,
Drew store down real fast.
any of that, shop here, bro. That's for sure.
Clean house.
Diz,
man, my brother.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, already.
Be good, everybody.
Yes. Clap it up.
I've been living out my dreams, man, I want a ball. It used to be a bunch of niggas, but they all stalled. I could travel, couldn't travel, cause the law enforced. Still kick it in these suites, now I'm on the floor. I ain't never had to brag, I took my time with this shit. We all have the same 24s, but mine's a different shit.